Here we are, back together again. It's time to talk about the issues at hand. You say what you say, just say what you feel. It's the door.
And regular conversations with regular people. There's no experts here. So everybody's opinion is validated. Okay?
It's an open conversation.
And welcome back to another episode of Open Conversation, where this is part 2 of Expressing Ourselves Through Art, the Communications Through Art series. And we have some new guests with us. Go down the line. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your name.
I'm Darryl McFadden with a company that we just started called Eli Production. Eli stands for Enjoy Life and Laugh. And we just starting to do small independent film and writing and, trying to reach out to society.
Okay, and how can people get in contact with you?
You can reach me at 267-586-1568. We're right now setting up a website, and to further notice, we'll let you know.
Okay.
My name is Carla P. Morales. I'm founder and CEO of Landmark Productions, LLC. We're a production company. We do stage, film, television, and internet production. We've been around since 1998. And you can reach us. We have a Facebook page. You go to Facebook, Landmark Productions, LLC. Also, we have a web series called The Book of Nimrod. You can also see that on Facebook and YouTube. The Book of Nimrod. You can reach us that way.
Okay, cool.
Okay, my name is Sterling Walker. I'm here representing the Exposure Media Youth Program as well as One Take Movie Maker Productions. What else is it? I need
communication. How can people reach you?
I can be reached on Facebook. One Take Movie Makers on Facebook, as well as Exposure Media on Facebook.
Okay, cool. And of course, we have our guest returning.
Hey, how y'all doing again? Once again, it's a blessing to be here. I'm with Barbara Jean Carpet Cleaning Company, which I started about 10 years ago. We clean carpet, upholsteries. I can be reached at 267-351-0994.
And of course, we got your favorite girl, Liz.
Why you hitting on her face? What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Liz. You know what I mean? Hi. Welcome and thank you guys for coming in. You want to start with Carla?
Sure.
Book of Nimrod?
Carla,
Yes.
the Book of Nimrod. Tell us about it.
The Book of Nimrod started out as a web series. We have a total of 9 episodes on YouTube. It's about a local hustler / drug dealer that gets a little girl in the back alley deal. And he raises her as his own, but with his own twisted sense of parental guidance.
Okay.
And that's filmed in Philadelphia.
All totally in Philadelphia, yes.
Now, where did you come up with the concept of this?
Well, the Book of Nimrod is actually a spin-off of a much larger series called The Saints. And The Saints is about a pastor of an growing inner city Baptist church and its surrounding African American and Latino communities. And it's sort of like The Wire thrown in church.
Okay.
And because the church is situated in a community that's struggling with, the drug epidemic and things like that, Nimrod happens to be one of the nemesis of the pastor. So this is Nimrod's actual own story and how he got this little girl and all this because she grows up to be something very interesting.
Okay, cool. Cool.
So now you guys only have the 9 episodes, so will it continue on to where you actually see her grow up?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because where it stands now, we have a distribution deal. So we have to actually reshoot all of the episodes to take them from, you know, a 5-minute format to a traditional hour format. And we have to do about 13 episodes. So
Now, I've watched them, so I'm familiar with them. And I noticed, or maybe I missed it, it doesn't seem like the characters have names. I know Baby is the little girl. And then, hey, yo, man, why you got this little girl? Like, I never heard a name. And maybe I missed it because of some of the noise. And I was, like, on the bus when I was listening.
no, you didn't know. They don't. Their names don't come up right away because you're catching them in the middle of a conversation.
Okay.
You know, sometimes when two people are talking, they don't say each other's names.
Right.
They're just talking and you just happen to jump in. And that's why you don't hear names all the time.
Okay.
But you will, as you progress through the series, you will begin to hear names here and there.
Okay.
And definitely when we reshoot. So, because
Yeah,
we'll be
I
able
thought
to do
that-
backstory more.
Okay. I was thinking you guys were doing that because they were only 5 minutes, so you're only getting a snippet, like, of the story, like you did that on purpose so that, you know, when you do go to production and it's an hour show, then, you know, you get to learn the characters' names. And I was like, how come nobody has a name up in this piece? Like, except for Baby, yo baby, you know, like, okay. Alright. I'll just make sure I wasn't crazy.
No, you're not.
Okay. And now,
Jesus!
Sterling.
no, the
Jesus.
reason I did this is because when you said something about the things that you do that your company does, the one thing that stuck out to me was that you do things for children.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
It's a program called Exposure. Exposure is a media arts program in which we incorporate life skills through the arts, using individual youth interests as means to incorporate whatever it may be, whatever their deficiencies are, if it's reading, writing, if it's music, whatever it is that whatever it is that appeals to them most, we use as means, like I said, to incorporate a life skill, so to speak.
Gotcha. Okay. And how did you come up with the?
I started out as an actor.
Okay.
And being an actor, but I also worked as a youth advocate.
Okay.
One day I took my youth to an actual rehearsal, and they enjoyed it so much, I decided to try to kind of like link the two together.
Gotcha.
And then trying to, like I said, look at all the different possible ways that that I can influence them, and looking at how media, television, music plays a part in influencing our youth. I figured, hey, let me just, let's see where this goes. And 10 years later, it manifested into just a great opportunity for you.
Now, where are you located at?
Well, I've been working with so many different organizations. I work with the Philadelphia Youth Advocacy Program, the Net Northeast Treatment Center. Done a couple pilots. Grover Washington Middle School. I did a 6-week summer camp there. Reynolds Middle School. Did a Rites of Passage piece. And right now I'm in the community center now, Longcrest Rec Center. I just finished up a 12-week workshop with a group of kids.
Okay, so you take it to different neighborhoods, different areas?
Kind of like wanted to diversify because I kind of like the program adapts to the needs of the population.
Right.
So if you have people that are youth that are in the judicial system, I have a curriculum for that. If you school district, you have to have a different curriculum for that. And I just fine-tuned the community-based program. And it's non-territorial. We're about to launch at the end of, I'm going to say March, tentatively right now, because we have a group of kids in the studio right now through the 12-week program that we just finished up at Longcrest. They created a song, a very inspirational song that we're going to do a music video for and actually creating a series. Kind of like, not just do stuff just to do it, but again, I would say the same way negativity has a means to organizing itself and being consistent, that's what we're doing with the positive aspect. So you be that platform.
How do you feel overall? Like I'm going to assume most of the kids, are they coming from troubled backgrounds, or Is it a mix?
It's a mix.
Okay.
All walks of life.
Okay.
The model of the program the same way we lost them, same way we get them back.
Okay.
You'd be surprised. Some of the, they call them problematic or troubled kids, but
Right.
they're really not. They just don't have a platform or a stage to express themselves.
That communication through the arts.
One of the things that we also do is initially when a kid comes through, he does a mini autobiography on themselves. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that's a way to assess. And once you assess someone, then you can implement a plan to kind of like help them along the way. Just expose them. Right? We're not trying to get the kids to be an actor, rapper, whatever the case may be. But that sense of accomplishment goes a long way. And I've experienced that on several occasions. So I have a couple short films underneath my belt through the Northeast Treatment Center. Kid created it. He wrote a script. It was called The Lesson. That's on YouTube. That's on YouTube. Through Southwest Leadership Academy, a young person wrote a film called Thanks for the Pain. That was a bullying piece. That's on YouTube. And now, like I said, we're going into the community aspect and just looking to put it all together. So I'm still formulating. The board is still. I'm gonna say it's in its infancy stages. We're looking for sponsorship. We're looking just to surround ourselves with people that's like-minded, that understand that it's not about all the glory and glitz and glamour, and you can't just try to look past stuff just for the glory of, just to look like I'm doing it real big.
Right.
So
Right.
that's it.
And Daryl, right?
Yeah, yes.
Now, you in the acting field as well?
I just got started into it. I want to get more into it. I started doing stand-up comedy first,
Okay.
through Eli Production. And, I had my first show, kind of like, hey, is this what I want to do? You know what I mean? Is anybody want to laugh? So I got up there and I did good. I'm like, wow, I kind of like the way this feels.
Okay.
So, I've been, doing comedy and I started writing a little bit. I want to learn more, go to a couple seminars, whatever. And I just want to be a leader, in the society, because society is just so messed up. It's no leaders. And, I noticed, the more you try to talk to the younger generation, they deviate from what you trying to preach or whatever.
Right.
So I kind of learned that I think I have to lead by example. And if I get more followers to lead with me, I'll be with Sterling every day. I reunited with a friend of mine, Mark Nelson, real close to me. And, I'm just trying to make a change and do better.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So your forms of communicating and motivating is through comedy.
Yeah, comedy and yes, and going out and just preaching positive things and trying to get people more involved. The younger generation don't have a chance to get into the city. The people don't give them anything. There's no recreation. It's just it's nothing but
schools
to
cutting
get
off
into
programs.
trouble.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so I'm trying to build a little establishment with Sterling Walker and my nephew Earl Ingram, his buddy Love. He's a upcoming comic, and he helped me get the company started. So we just gotta, we want to work hard, and I want to be able to help people. Plus, people come to me for help, and I want to be able to, to give that to them. I grew up in the '80s, and music is just so different. I grew up on LL Cool J and Kumo D, and
Right.
now as they listen to T-Pain and whoever, 2 Chainz, and I understand because time has changed, but I don't agree.
Right.
But I do understand, so.
I think we would be more acceptable of that music if we didn't see such negative things come out of it. Like the
Right.
way that the kids respond to it is not always positive. So we look at the music. I mean, we're doing kind of the same thing we're saying the kids doing. We associate like that negativity with that music because that's what we see coming from it, Because some of the music, I don't have a problem with the lyrics. I mean, I didn't agree with all the lyrics we grew up with either,
Right.
But we didn't react the same way
Right.
that kids are now. So it's,
I think it's a responsibility issue with that, for the simple fact that, you took away censorship, and we all know who own radio stations and things of that nature. So I think it's an ulterior motive for that. But at the same time, it's like, the positive platform, just like this radio show, like we as responsible adults have to create a platform because negativity is just consistent.
Right.
And, you know, I think a lot of times we sit around, we talk about things, but we don't actually put things in place. So we spend a lot of time saying, this is not right, this is not right. So it's time to create that back in the day feel when you had, what's that, BBD, when you had the little kids, like it's no more kid groups is out here singing kids songs. Like, where is it?
No.
Yeah.
There's a market for it. There's a market for it, right? There's a market.
But I also think that children are reacting the way they're reacting because they're not getting that filter from home.
Right.
You have to, the family structure is the basis of everything. And if you don't have a strong family structure, you'll watch a violent movie and it becomes a documentary to you on how to do something like that if you don't have a parent filtering and helping you understand what you're seeing. Because there were things that I let my children watch, like for instance, when my children were very young, I let them watch this series, Shaka Zulu. Very violent, but it was historically correct. And I felt like they needed to see it, but I was there.
I was going to say you followed up with the conversation and communication
every episode. Yes.
Nowadays, and I've said it in shows, some of our past shows, the age gap between the child and the parent now is like this big.
Right.
It's not like, you know, I mean, my mom had me, she was young, but I grew up with my grandparents, so they were older, you know, and I was the child, and I knew I was the child, and it was not. Now you got mom and trying to party with the daughter, or you can't tell which one is which. So that gap is so small now that they, you know, the parent don't know no better.
Well, actually, I don't want to cut you off. Go right ahead.
No, I was just going to say that influence, like, you know, you have some parents that are strong, but you competing with Lil Wayne and Nicki Minaj. Like, the difference between now and then is that we had, like, different strokes and, you know, what's happening. And when I found myself in situations, I became Willis. You know what I'm saying? I had problem solving through the television shows that I was watching along with reinforcing what my parents were telling me. So now it's an imbalance. So again, I mean, that is true. Like, you know, family value, family structure is non-existent because I mean, you look at, you know, back in the day in school, like you had the ruler, like you can't do the ruler now. You hit your own kid, you get arrested. So you gotta decide whether you want to go to jail, lose your job, and struggle, or be that all-American parent. And what this society do, they wait for your kid to get into placement, get to jail, and they beat them, and that's okay. So,
and even having growing up, you know, a lot of us, you know, still grew up. It wasn't that we didn't have single parent households, but the difference was we had a whole neighborhood. You know, me and Marvin grew up in the same neighborhood. Marvin's mom, you know, if I did something, she's gonna beat my butt or take me home. Your daughter did, you know what I mean? You had a whole village to help that child grow. You know, we're going to break and come back, but you know, definitely some good dialogue going on right there. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Hi, I'm Marvin Lane with Remax Affiliates Northeast Philly. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, I would love to be the man to represent you. We have programs that are suited for each and every one of your needs. If you're a previous homeowner or a first-time home buyer. So remember, one call does it all. You can reach me at 267-546-8888 or look me up on the web at www.marvinlane.com, where you can search for a home, find out how much the house will cost you, and a few other things. You can take advantage of our mortgage calculator, which will help and assist you at figuring out your mortgage payment as well. Just remember, one call does it all. That's Marvin, the fast lane to home ownership. 267-546-8888. I look forward to hearing from you soon.
Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Kenny Nelson, aka Kenny Spoon. Yeah, I'm still doing that music thing. But when I'm not doing music, I tune into Sadior's Open Conversation. That's right, www.sadior.com. www.sadior.com. Yeah, there's something there for everybody, and everybody can participate. It's worldwide, inquisitive, funny, and full of love for everyone. So check it out, www.sadior.com. All right? All right. Peace.
Baby, you are the one, my only angel. When I'm alone, your name just rings a bell. You made me wanna leave it, sneaking wherever you are, yeah. 'Cause I'm in love with you, girl. You the key to my heart. Girl, you are the one I've been looking for.
And we're back to Open Conversation. We're talking about communications through art. This is our Communications Through Art series. We have our panel that we formed here today. We have Daryl, Carla, Sterling, and Jay. I got it right. And if you've been tuning in, this conversation has been real deep. And we definitely have touched on some vital points, you know, with the main focus being our youth. So I just want to get back into it because I'm sitting here doing some brainstorming, and I've realized that each and every one of you guys have some acting in your background. So I want to kind of get a feel for. Well, first I want to come back to you, Carla, because I'm really feeling the Book of Nimrod thing here. I think it's a great series, and we definitely going to be supporting you when your series come out. We definitely going to be looking for it. We're going to be promoting and pushing it. But I want to, I guess, try to find out what made you come up with telling a story from that side, from that perspective.
Well, I think we covered this, but I tend to tell stories actually from men's perspectives.
Cool.
I tend to do that because growing up, I've always heard stories told from a woman's perspective.
Gotcha.
You know, especially in our community.
Okay.
You know, when we get dogged or left with the kids and whatever, she's raped, all kinds of horrible things. And you get a lot of that, but I rarely hear the man's perspective about anything.
Okay.
So I'm always investigating how men think and how men feel about things and what they have to say about things.
Uh-oh.
So, I mean, I have a play called Welcome Home, Eddie, that's about incest in a Puerto Rican community, a Puerto Rican family. However, it's told from the man's perspective because he's the victim in this particular story. And men have not had a voice for a long time, but it's starting to come to the surface now that a lot of men have been subjected to all types of physical and sexual abuse at the hands of women.
Rape,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they're starting to come up.
You was abused, baby.
See, and there are a lot of men, and they need to bring it out. So I tend to tell stories from men's perspective.
Well, fortunately or unfortunately, usually if a man is a victim, of sexual abuse. He's not. It will never be communicated as such because one, it will come out as the man is either soft or gay or something is wrong with him because it's almost like it's a trophy type thing. When you do get taken advantage of.
It's a rape. I mean, and men don't, it's like, how do you rape a man? But that could be a whole nother, that's a whole nother show. Sterling's okay now, y'all. Just so everybody knows. He had this moment, he teared up a little bit.
But it's interesting we were able to bring out issues like that through the arts. Arts is an excellent vehicle to be able to look at hard, ugly things, and be able to, have some sort of protection.
Yeah, especially with the book, and I've seen every episode, I think it's 9. And it is definitely from not just a male, not like, a guy that goes to work every day. This is a hardcore thugged out type of dude that is giving this child and raising her. I kind of look at it, as the way he's preparing her for life.
Yeah, really.
The hard knock life, not the you're gonna go to an Ivy League school and you're gonna, not that he doesn't want her to go to school. I don't know yet. You gotta watch it, but he's taking it from a street perspective and raising this little girl, and it's like I got a little teary eyed and I was getting mad. This is definitely something you guys got. I don't know if you guys seen it, but
no, you said you got teary eyed. I gotta watch.
Yeah.
Well, that was her first taste.
I can't get teary eyed. No, I'm not emotional.
I just respect your perspective.
That was her first taste of the hood because we know she's suburban.
Hey, that's about this. What?
She just strikes me as the person that would tell me or tell you if something's not good.
Oh yeah, I would.
So, like I said, I gotta check it out.
Yeah, she's one of the realest suburbanites I've ever met.
I'm from 6 years of Mass, though. I'm just saying, that's suburban.
I see you keep your feet all the way over to that side because if you don't, you might get kicked underneath.
No, but it's definitely like, I don't know, you guys, I get inspired, especially when we have certain guests, a big thing of mine is reaching young ladies because, Lord, I don't know if it's because I have a niece or what, it's crazy because I just see them going down a slope that's so slippery and so hard for them to come back. Like, just from the way that they dress to how they carry themselves, and like me not having a car, I think God did that on purpose because for a while I was out of touch with reality like that. But I just see that, I'm just like, really, the cussing and not that I don't cuss, but I didn't cuss around adults. I didn't communicate, and I definitely didn't carry myself like that in the streets, even from a little girl, because I just didn't, from my dad telling me, that's not how little girls, because my mom wasn't really there, but my dad teaching me that's not how little girls act, you put one time, I didn't put deodorant on, he like almost, I got on punishment for 2 weeks. I was like, it's only deodorant, but I didn't get it. But little girls, you don't do that, and you don't have it now. It's sad. Like Jay all quiet.
Well, I was getting ready to come
You
to Jay
go in on that one over there.
because
like what y'all saying is
Jay actually played a role in the movie where Jay was a.
What?
I'll let Jay explain or talk about this part.
I was a right-hand man of, my man's a right-hand. I'm the right-hand man of this guy who was drug dealer. We both pushing drugs. We trying to take over the market, and we trying to push the other guy out so we could just take over the business through a female. And we just gonna leave it as that. I want y'all to look into it. It's definitely good. I don't want to give it away.
Oh, yeah. Wait, this one too, this only, I did a good comedy show. This one will be good. Okay.
Well, now let me ask you this. Since you did some acting, how was your first experience in the business? Tell us about it.
It was kind of nervous at first, but once I got into it, you start picking yourself, visualizing it, and you either had uncles or you had nephews, or you was active in that type of life when everybody wanted to be gangsters, everybody wanted to take over. It's money, power, respect. That's where it lies at. It should be better movements, like educating each other, telling the do's and the don'ts, because if you take this action, you're going to end up dead or in jail. There's no other option, you know. And only certain people make it out, but there's only a few of them. Why would you want to follow the bad instead of the good? So I say just keep with motivated people that's doing motivated things. And if you model their attributes, you can be successful too. It doesn't matter where you come from. You know, people came from the bottom and still became successful and got to the top.
Absolutely.
So it's really educational in the movie itself. It shows you the do's and don'ts. Just be mindful and aware of things that's going on. They always look at it from the glamorous side of things. Even when we was younger, we always wanted to go to corners with the old heads. What's going on down there? Ain't nobody wanted to stand in the middle of the block, play with the girls, you know what I mean, jumping rope. No, we want to go and see what the gangsters do. So for the most part, and most of them, they did it. You get what I'm saying? I idolized a couple of them for the most part, and I was just thankful that I got another option. If I didn't have an uncle, if I didn't have a father, if I didn't have certain people in my life to show me something different, I probably wouldn't be here or standing and tell you stories today.
Yeah, but that goes back to what Carla was saying, you know, having her children watch, you know, such a graphic show, but she was also there to tell them both sides. And a lot of times kids, you only see that drug dealer in that car with the girls, you know, the high girl, the clothes. You don't, and then he's not, you know, BJ's not there no more on the corner. He's just gone for 10 to 20, you know. Like, he's just gone, you know, somebody else takes his place. You don't see that other side. You don't see that he's either dead, unless you witness it, or he's gotten locked up and now he's not going to be coming back, you know. But even if the few that did make it out, you know, you still, I believe in karma. Like, you put out negativity coming back. It may not come back right away, but it's going to come back on you at some point. And I'm saying that from experience, because I know the negative things I put out, I'm just recovering. And that might have been 20 years ago. But you know what I mean? It's that communication and teaching both sides.
You know, this is, that's true. And I just want to put this out there for the listeners.
Why are you talking like that?
No,
You're like a robot.
No,
That's true.
I mean, nobody can see me, right? You can see me.
Yeah, you can see me. You're on camera. You can see.
I mean, well, this is a personal experience. It seems like the negativity is, you get much more attention when you're in a negative sense. Example.
Media, yeah.
I'm not lying. Senior year, graduating, going to college, right? Woke up, just me. Take the bus to school. Cousin of mine came home from jail. Party. Boom.
Oh, yeah.
Party. It was a whole big party. Everybody there.
That's crazy.
So I know I'm probably not
That's
the only one to
crazy.
experience that, but and on a lot of different levels, even in schools. I mean, negativity. It's just hard to do the right thing. I'm just saying that. I think that just really needs to take.
Because people gravitate more to the negative things, because the negative things have a tendency, for whatever reason, to be fun to most people.
So exciting.
As opposed to the positive things, which can be just much fun or even more fun.
Right.
People don't seem to get a grasp of that. It's almost like we can relate to the negative stuff because that's what's implanted in our heads. But the positive things, people just, oh yeah, he's graduating high school, whoop-de-doo. But he's coming home from jail.
Right.
Yo, we got the party.
I think that's because I have a question too about reality TV, so somebody remember that. But I think too, going back to what Mara's saying, that's because I feel like we don't see that many people graduating from high school or going to college or coming home from college or the service who gave 4 years, you know, to defend we don't see that in our neighborhoods. We see, what's his name, BJ? Coming home from the penitentiary after doing a 5-year bid. That's what we see. We see the doughboys that, you know, he might have got shot up and now he's, you know, in the wheelchair. We celebrate that. Like, where they do that at? That's crazy. It's crazy. But my question for, I don't know.
I also think it might even be a weird, unusual desire for drama.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Or I'm miserable, so look.
People love drama.
Yes.
Just like in a show or a movie or whatever, who's your favorite character? It's always the villain.
Mm-hmm.
The villain's got the best lines.
I love the nice guy.
He gets all, even actors, they love to play the villain because you can step out of yourself and do things you wouldn't normally do in your own personal life. So the person that's going to college, okay, they're going to go study, they're going to read their books and whatever, but the guy who's coming home from prison tells a story.
Yes.
People love those stories. They want to be there. They want to see what you saw and experience what you experienced. And it's always dramatic. It's very dramatic. And what is drama? Drama is conflict.
Yes.
Yeah.
And people love conflict.
And we grow up with conflict. Well, not maybe us, but nowadays kids, there's conflict all around.
I look at the part, I'm gonna use the word redemption. Like when somebody had a bad experience in life and keep getting caught up, but they can give back to the community through their eyes and their testimony to tell their kid not to do this because this is the reason we're having to submit. Everybody want to idolize, I'm not going to say everybody, but most kids want to idolize the person that's getting money, all of that, but they never see the down part of it. You get what I'm saying? So for those that have been locked up or those that have been through different situations, they got a story to tell. This is what I've been through. This is the do's and don'ts once again.
Right.
And that's what kids listen up to. Like, I always listen up to the older guys who was in the streets or whatever because they gave me knowledge, what to look for. I came with my own finesse. And then I had the negative and the positive. There's so much negativity, you don't see the positive. Negativity from media, from Facebook, from everywhere. So it's like they get stuck in that era instead of looking at the positive notion of things, because when the positive comes, it's like, oh, that's boring. I don't want to hear that. No, I don't want to watch that.
Because they don't see how, there's a lot of stories if you go to college. There's a whole lot of partying and drinking. There's a whole lot of stories. But they don't have Marvin coming home from college to say, man, yeah, you know, we partied at this fraternity. Like, they don't, you know, these sorority groups, like, they don't have that. So they only see that negative, and you know they don't know that you can get stabbed with a homemade shank up in, you know what I mean? And a lot of men don't make it home. They don't. But my question about reality TV, because as y'all were talking, do y'all think is that such a big phenomenon now, reality TV? Do you think that's a good avenue or negative avenue as far as communicating to our kids who, you know, watch? I won't say the names of some of the shows. I don't need nobody, you know. But do you think reality TV is a good way or a good form of communication? I'll just put it like that.
I would say 50-50. I would say it is just to they letting you know what goes on out here. You know, whatever they experience to the younger. Then again, it's not because, you know, people want to see it and they're going to follow after that. You know, they talk about certain things as not important to life and they doing things, and I don't think some kids need to see it. I think it need to be a certain age group, because I do see some kids like 10, 11 watching reality shows. That shouldn't be watching it.
Absolutely.
You know, because there's a lot of things that go on there that they're not ready to be exposed to. So you know, and then, you know, you got the people, I believe 17 mid, you know, teenagers that just don't know, and they hear and see things that they talk about, be like, wow, I don't want to experience that. So I would say 50-50, but I wouldn't want my child to watch it. And I just think it's all, you know, money, you know, just, you know, just to, you know.
Well, not to cut you guys off, but we're going to take a quick commercial break. But if it's okay with Miss Carla, we're going to check out a snippet of the Book of Nimrod before we go into the commercial for the people out there that's watching us right now. So they'll get an idea of what the Book of Nimrod is, and that way they can follow in closely as well. Is that okay with you?
That's okay with me.
Beautiful. So we'll be right back for open conversation.
America, at least one that they make jails for us. I crush niggas with a pound, turn them straight to dust. Ashes, I mash this crooked line of high crime with shady ass dudes pumping dubs and dimes. We in the days of the high times. Catch me blooding, you spitting the blood. Dig when I pump, your stomach react. Don't give it up, you get gas max senseless. We all gotta die, my niggas relentless. Dock niggas for their own work, hurt your spot. Catch niggas while they chicken, blow you out the cock and dog. I don't stop, I'ma keep getting it in. Silver still flashing, clapping your men. So when the clock strike 12, pack your shit up and roll. Or get a hold in your gangster stroll. You ain't a killer. Blind niggas don't even feel your beef gorilla. Tactics I use, rip up and bruise, cruise. These niggas all good times. We bad news, now who's the best still plat attacker? Rope rap ya, gas smacker, prepared for the space rapture. Dutch mash who run faster to beat cases. I get away blowing trees with my aces. Codes of the street, eat where it's sweet.
Welcome back to Open Conversation. As you've been following, we've been talking about communications through the art. So, come up with an interesting question here, because a lot of our conversation, as in part one of communications through the art, part two kind of followed, which a lot of our focus remains on our communities. So, what can, through the communications of the art, can we do to change the living situations that we currently experience, especially here in Philadelphia, where the crime rate is high, and a lot of the crime rate centers around our youth. So we're going to go around get some opinions from you guys to see what we could do to change this. So
Let's start with Jack.
To change it, I would say people need to come together, really need to sit down and talk and take action. Instead of just talking, get the kids in the community, talk to each individual hand in hand. Sometimes you gotta go to the basketball court. I'm gonna say what I do. I go to different communities and I love playing basketball, so to connect through them, I'll get on the court with the little boys and tell them positive things. I'm not preaching to them, but I'm teaching them, giving them a valuable lesson, doing what they like doing. So I say, through the communication of art, everybody needs to just come together, understand, try to communicate with the kids. I'm not saying being on their level, because some of them is just off the chain. I just say, just sit down and really listen to them. Be open-minded to the things that they say, and just follow the art, as far as wanting to help.
cool.
I would say provide the stage for change. Create that stage for change. Not so much focusing on the issue itself, because a lot of times we sit up here and we complain about what's not happening. But I believe, like you said, we all come together, not just to do it, but really structure it the same way the negative content is being structured. So with individuals that come on this show, especially, that are very inspirational and have a lot of positive things that needs to be bestowed upon our communities, we need to sit down as a conglomerate and really structure and organize it and be real about affecting change in our community, because if we don't do it, we just continuously sit up here spinning our wheels.
Right.
Keep this forum open to communicating those issues, assess our communities, and make that change.
Cool.
Personally, I think no one thing is going to solve anything. It's a combination of many things, and yeah, there are children and families and communities out there that are truly struggling, and yeah, we get these organizations out here, get them out there, we're treating the symptoms. We need to do preventative action, which means we have to focus on family structure. Now, we can run away from it all we want, but family structure is the basis of all. And I was talking about it, getting ready to talk about it during the break, but I read a very frightening statistic about African American women and the rate of marriage in the community. It said that African American women are the least likely on the planet Earth to ever marry. And that's a very frightening statistic.
Wow.
Ever. So there are many women that will never marry. And to the basis of a family, a married woman with her husband, the kids, and the family working together, grandma, aunties, like you said, a village.
Yeah.
That's where it begins. Now, while we're putting that together and effecting that change, of course, we have to deal with the children and the families that are already suffering. So it has to be a multi-pronged approach, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And the arts can do that as well, but I don't think it's any one thing that's actually going to work. It has to be many different approaches that'll make it work.
I think, probably go to the communities, reach out to the kids, have some kind of charities and events, give them something to do. And I believe if we can somehow, get the city to get involved with job fairs, give kids opportunities, and somehow we can get into some schools, because I'm not proud to say it, but I have experienced incarceration a couple of times, and I can speak hands-on, from my experience, being in there and, trying to tell the kids what goes on in there, because they don't have a clue. They just react out here and then they deal with the situation afterwards. But they don't know the situation because they've never been in there. They don't know what to expect.
Right.
So we can get into some schools, probably get a little program together and just go to schools and reach out and preach. And just, just stay on the kids. Just try to keep them motivated.
Cool.
Alrighty then.
Well, we seems we have a caller. So now, for those that's out there, call in, talk to us. You can reach us at 484-477-6348. That's 484-677-6348. Or you can call 215-909-6070. It's 215-909-6070. You can log in, tell us what you think on the web at www.Sadior.com, or hit us up on Facebook, tell us what you think. So now we're going to go around the room and we're going to get some final thoughts. We want to know what you guys got coming up in the future. So we're going to start, I know we start this way and go this way, so this time we're going to start over here with you, Daryl,
Okay.
and we're going to work our way back to Jay.
Well, we're working on some small independent films, like I said, and we got some comedy shows coming up soon. You can reach me, like I said, 267-586-1568. We let you know about the upcoming events. And, we just going to, Sterling is a good friend of mine, and stay around positive energy. And, we're going to, got some things coming to you soon. So we working hard to get to it, and I'm going to stay focused. What got me started is, one night I was listening to two people. I listened to Steve Harvey, a little sitcom he had. He just said, because I like comedy, and, I like the, I feel as though it's in me, and I've been entertaining all my life, so I believe, that's where my love is. I do plumbing now, but I believe my goals and my love is comedy. And I believe if you have a dream, you have to have a plan to go with it. A dream without a plan is a failure, so if you dream and you don't have a plan, you're going to fail. So I have a plan now, and I'm going to stick to it. And I was listening to Steve Harvey. He said he had a 9 to 5, and he just said he wanted to do comedy, but he was kind of confused, so he went back to work. Then at one time he just said, "Man, I'm gonna just leave," and he just left, and that inspired me. And then one night I seen an episode of Mamiya Abu Jamal,
Okay.
and he is that guy is very, very, very touching. His voice, and he just put so much energy into me. And, I really praise that, and, and he just got me to where I need to be just listening to him speak. Okay. And, I'm really appreciative of that, of him, hearing that. So, we got some things coming up, and, I'll keep in touch.
Okay, sounds like a winner. Carla?
Okay, as you know, we're doing the Book of Nimrod, but that's not the only thing we're doing. We are working on some films and some other television shows. But we do have a screening for the Book of Nimrod coming up April 5th. That's a Saturday. And that's an opportunity to actually come out. It's free. Come on out. There will be a cash bar. You can buy food, meals.
Right.
And you'll also get a chance to ask us questions once the screening is over, and you'll get a chance to hang out with the actors. A lot of the women tend to like our guy who plays Nimrod, the new actor who plays him. So it's an opportunity to get a chance to get some pictures and, you know, just ask some questions. And you can find me, Carla Morales, on Facebook. You can find the Book of Nimrod on Facebook. And you can find Landmark Productions LLC on Facebook. And the episodes you can find on YouTube.
Beautiful.
This is Sterling Walker. You can read. I could be contacted. My email is sterlingwalker74@gmail. Current project working on film, a full-length feature called Like Father, Like Son, and also the launch of the Media Arts program due to happen at the end of March. So, if you're interested in being and becoming a part of affecting change, contact me, 215-669-4030. Again, you can contact Sterling Walker at 215-669-4030.
Yeah,
I like an announcer voice.
I want to radio, that's my first time.
I want to say I'm going to continue on implementing positive attitude and outlook of good fashion for the children through poetry, through talking, through inspiration. I just want to see everybody have a different view of something good over the negative. There's just so much negative that's out there. So I'm going to continue on inspiring those that need it and inspire others to help out those that's going through controversy, pain, agony, or whatever. And through my poetry, through my messages, you will get a positive outlook.
Beautiful. Liz?
I want to thank all of our guests. I definitely am inspired. I'm definitely going to be in touch with Sterling. That's a passion of mine, just helping elevate this youth. And I don't know, I agree, it takes both sides. It's not one thing. So, you know, but you have to start somewhere, you know. And some people are too old to teach, you know, dog new tricks. So you catch them youth before they get to that point. That'll be a beautiful thing, because I'm scared for the world sometimes, you know. But definitely check out my girls' book of Nimrod, because it's some good stuff. Like, you know, I'm definitely a fan. Everybody that knows me know if I didn't like it, I'd be like, it's whack. But it's not, you know what I mean? It's good. The message I get, because I'm an avid reader of African American fiction, that the hood novels and stuff. Because, like somebody said, it teaches you not just the glory of hustling, but you see in print that other side. And a lot of them stories, I believe, are true. A lot of the authors are from Philly and other places, and they talking true. Some of them did time and learned some things. So, you know, communication through the arts is found in many different ways: reading, writing, painting, you know, movies, screenplays, you know. So elevate your mind, people. That's all I got.
Well, as we close out, I just want to first thank our panel for coming out, taking the time to spend with us today. Want to ask all of you guys that's tuned in right now, that's listening, get behind these people. They're doing some positive things. They put their information out there. If you didn't hear it, rewind it, listen to it again. Get their information, get behind their projects. These are some real positive people here doing some positive things. And ultimately, what I've heard today is everybody is looking to do something for our youth, to make sure our youth don't continue going down the path that they've been going in. Tune in each and every Sunday for Open Conversations. This has been the Communications Through the Art series. And as you guys know, we take love, life, and relationships. We do it all. We take it real serious. But we also take our children real serious. So until the next time, thank you for tuning in to Open Conversation.
Don't forget to check us out every Thursday on Philly Hot Radio, 6 to 8. All different kind of topics. I mean, if you follow us, you already know what we do. So, and every day on Facebook, one of us is posting some hot, juicy, messy stuff.
So,
until next time, peace.
together again. It's time to talk about the issues at hand. You say what you say, say what you say, just say what you feel. It's a door, and we're gonna keep it real. It's an open conversation. It's an open